What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Man, oh my God. This is going to be an epic year. An epic year. Oh my God. We're just 10 days into 2024, and already we've seen a record-breaking interview with Shannon Sharpe and Cat Williams, which has led to comedians going after one another. Now, after years of Jason Whitlock antagonizing Stephen A. Smith, coming at him over and over and over and over and over and over again for years, and in particular, the last 2 years, belittling his intelligence, belittling his skill set as a journalist, and then recently questioning his writing skills, and insinuating that he has a ghostwriter that wrote the book, and questioning the veracity of Stephen A. Smith's scholarship story. Enough was enough. Enough was enough. And Stephen A. Smith went on his individual podcast and eviscerated Jason Whitlock. And I can't blame him for doing it. I can't blame him for doing it. Now, he says this was going to be the one and only time he was going to address Jason Whitlock. Prior to this, he never named Whitlock, but you kind of knew who he was referring to when he called him, quote, a no good fat bastard. You knew who he was talking about. But in this particular podcast, which was an hour long, 59 minutes and some change, he revealed a lot. He revealed how reviled. This is the thing that really stuck out with me with this rant that he went on, right? Which was the greatest Stephen A. Smith rant ever. He basically confirmed a lot of what a lot of us have been observing from afar, I guess you could say, because we're not in that industry. I know some people on social media and YouTube, they do know people within that industry. I don't know people within that industry. Not outside of some fringe people, but from what I could tell, Stephen A. Smith confirmed a lot of things that I thought. Number one, you could clearly tell with Whitlock that he's motivated by jealousy. He pretends like he is motivated by he tries to portray himself, like I said earlier today on my Too Raw for Media channel, like he's Trump. Like he is an insider that rebelled against the establishment and is now the insider turned activist, populist outsider railing against the system. When in reality, he would do anything in his power to get back within the establishment. As Stephen A. Smith said, the guys burnt his bridges. He burnt his bridges. He used the term napalmed his bridges at ESPN, at Fox Sports, at, what was the other one? Outkick. And now he is down to his last option, which is Blaze, which is owned by, I think, Glenn Beck, right? And this is his last. That's it. That's it for him. If this doesn't work, he's pretty much done. And he's right. He is pretty much reduced to being a troll. He only can get hits when he's talking about prominent black men. He only can get hits when he's talking about prominent black men, so he can shit on them. Whether it's Shannon Sharp, whether it's Stephen A. Smith, whether it's, you know what I'm saying, if it's trending in the news, if it's Deion Sanders, Brittany Griner, you know, anybody that is red meat for the audience that he tends to have, who are either, in my opinion, rabid racist white folks or sedity-ass, self-important, coon-ass Negroes who look down on the black race as a whole. Am I lying? Now, I'm not saying that you can't like some things that Jason Whitlock has said over time. Fine. But if you really listen to this man, if you really observe this man, you'll see that he is full of shit. He's full of self-loathing. He can't stand himself. He tries to fool people with this, I don't care about what people think about. Yes, he does. He's a reprehensible, self-loathing human being who has low self-esteem, who tries to prop himself up with this pseudo-intellectual vanity. And he tries to impose this intellectual vanity on others. That's his way of making himself feel better and ease the self-loathing, the constant self-loathing that he has because of his appearance, because of his weight. And I suspect he has other things going on, but this is not the proper video for that situation. But I'll put it like this. I assume that he has other inadequacies. I'll put it like that. That's why he has to go to strip clubs. That's why he has to pay women to have anything to do with him. I remember it was before Stephen A. Smith said that. But Stephen A. Smith pretty much just went in on how he was a failure when he was given the reins. I can't remember the name of the website, but it was a black website many, many years ago. And this site, he was supposed to hire the best and the brightest black journalists to speak on black issues. And Whitlock, being the coon-ass nigga that he is, he fucking destroyed it. He destroyed the website. Part of it was people didn't want to work with him, especially black journalists, because they know who he is and what he stands for. They didn't want to work with him. The few that they did hire, after working with him for a while, they would quit. And a lot of the established ESPN journalists didn't want to work with him. He talked about how Whitlock is apparently a misogynist and has said, disgusting things, or not necessarily from a sexual standpoint, but insulting to Molly Karam and Kerry Champion, Jamel Hill, many others. As far as females concerned, he's an equal opportunity offender when it comes to being a piece of shit. So yeah, I mean, he really went in on Jason Whitlock. Like I said, you gotta listen to the whole 59-minute joint. But he destroyed this man. Okay? He destroyed Jason Whitlock. Destroyed him. Now, of course, Whitlock's gonna come back. He's gonna come back and pretend like this ain't really faze him, and he's gonna spin it some type of way. But at the end of the day, in my opinion, that this is it. Whitlock is done. Of course, he's still gonna have his fans. He's still gonna have his defenders. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna spin shit and make it fit their agenda because that's the guy that they rock it with. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the thing that really got to me though was how Stephen Smith seemed so adamant about how Whitlock is the one guy in the industry that everybody hates. I mean, there are people who, you dislike, you gotta watch out for, sneaky, but it seems like the consensus is people hate this man. They despise this individual. And it's not, in my opinion, just because of some false narrative that, they're the evil ESPN entity and he's the truth talk. I don't think it's that. I think that Jason Whitlock, from what I've read, from what I could observe from him, I think that he is an egomaniac, a narcissist, but at the same time, a person with exceptionally low IQ, exceptionally low self worth, and is a self-loathing individual, and possibly has some dysfunctions, and he projects all of that self-loathing and all of that self-hatred on others, man. That's not a good look. So I believe Stephen Smith when he says that he is, how did he put it? The worst person that he's ever met, or the worst person he's known. I know he said something to that effect in his podcast, man, and I can understand it. I definitely can understand it. But anyway, tell me what you guys think.